Good morning! It's currently 9 a.m. in Italy, and today is my last day in this awesome, beautiful country house. I'm going to miss the view, honor the people, the town so much, and I'm forever grateful to have had this experience. As you can see, it's a little bit cloudy out today, but maybe around the afternoon it said on the weather app that it will be sunny again. Since this is the last day in the countryside, I thought why not end the countryside on a sentimental note. So I talk about my parents, leave behind any sadness and grief, I guess, and then I'm on my merry way again. So this episode is interesting for me just as much as you guys, I guess. I don't know how I'll react as I speak out the points I've made, but I'm excited to talk about this because I've wanted to talk about this for a very long time, and I've always had, I guess, like a guard and a shield to it. I get very touchy. It's something that kind of triggers me, and it makes me feel very vulnerable. So I guess I think making it somewhat public would also help me just as much as maybe help anyone else out there that feels the same as me. But let's go. I hope this focuses. I'm so scared of this camera not focusing. Let's just get straight into it, I guess. Long story short, also, I apologize for the angle of that shot. It gets better, I promise. My parents got married at a very young age, and then they had me, but I think that they kind of got divorced as... That's so cute. There's like a little hoop where my hair is. Don't get distracted. I was born. I'm not really sure exactly when, but I think it was from maybe 3 to 5 years old. So I was very young, and it was very early into my, I guess, childhood development. So because of their divorce, and I don't blame them at all, I love my parents very much. And when I'm not with them, I miss them dearly every day. However, their divorce has taught me a few things and also affected me in some way. First point. Because they got divorced when I was so young and they both got remarried, I had to relearn who my, I guess, mom and dads are. And there were two sides. So I guess kind of 4 parents. And it gave me a very unstable childhood emotionally and physically because I had to move around and see both sides so much. And when they were fighting, I guess, custody, you could call it, over me, it made me very confused, very fearful. And yeah, I guess it just didn't give me a strong level of stability and security, which goes on to my second point. I didn't have a strong sense of identity and a strong sense of self-esteem because of that. It confused me. I didn't really know who my parents were because of like stepmoms and stepdads, and let alone my own identity. I wasn't really present most of the time. I think my brain took me out and I wasn't focused. I didn't have a strong level of self-awareness. I was always in la la land, doing what I wanted, and like tapping out of reality and going into my own world that made me feel safe. I didn't know who I was or how I fit in the world. I didn't understand my own powers, which is a dangerous thing, and it made me a little naive. But I think I'm okay. I think I'm definitely okay now. I've developed a strong sense of who I am and where I belong, how I fit into the world. Without a strong sense of self-esteem, it goes on to my third point. It made me a people pleaser. I think I was always trying to make my dad's side of the family happy. And then when I went to my mom's side with my stepdad, I was trying to make them happy. People pleasing is a way of surviving. That's why I don't get angry at people who are overly nice or frustrated with people who people please, because I think that a lot of people like that are misunderstood by people. People pleasing isn't fake and it isn't trying to get something out of you and trying to make you like them and they want to take from you and manipulate you. I think people pleasing is literally, as simple as it sounds, a way of connecting with people and a way of just trying to survive. I didn't realize that my head was literally like this when I was filming the previous part, but I hope my points got across. And also I just want to say this view is amazing and I really want to share it with you guys. The sky is clearing up and less cloudy now and the weather is fantastic. Loving the view, but I know that I'll always be your best view, honey. So on to the fourth point. I subconsciously got into the habit and
and pattern of trying to fix people. Obviously, with divorced parents, you feel like attracting people that needed fixing, first of all. Again, I was unconscious when I chose to do this. And then trying to fix them, finding out that they're unfixable and it's not my duty, and then ditching them with the resentment. And this happened again and again and again with a lot of different friends throughout my life, and I didn't even realize, sometimes with partners as well. With divorced parents, they're parents for the first time as well, and this is the one thing that I realized. So there's no bad feelings or anything. They subconsciously will get triggered, I think, by my presence, because it reminded them, each other, of each other. That made me again fearful, and I became people pleasing towards my parents, and I wanted to fix them and brighten their mood. I do everything I can to try and make them smile. I mean, it's good because it made me into a very switched on, and I think a very hyper aware and sensitive. I guess I can now say intelligent, because I think I've gained enough knowledge and wisdom to also handle that level of wit. I think wit without wisdom, life lessons from Wei, wit without wisdom is dangerous because it can be manipulative. I guess I was a very witty child. I knew how to make people like me. Wit with wisdom and knowledge and experience gives you the ability to handle that, and self-awareness is important, and you don't do bad things with your intelligence. Some smart people can become quite manipulative, but that's just smart. That's not wise. Number 5, I found myself subconsciously in friendships. Again, this was like the previous point. I found myself subconsciously in friendships and relationships trying to play the child and recreate the past divorced parents dynamic, not because I liked it, because it felt familiar. Again, I felt like in friendship groups, I was the person that was like, oh, she said this and she said that.
Wei liked gossiping.
I felt like my certain friends and certain friendship groups played roles of my parents, where I would pass on messages and then I will cause havoc, and then I would try and piece my friends together and be the savior of the day. And there was just constantly so much drama, and I was tired, but I didn't know why. But again, I guess I was doing that to myself subconsciously, and it took a while for me to realize. I found myself dating men who were like my parents as well, that caused a lot of drama, that needed fixing. Technically, they didn't need my fixing. They probably needed fixing, but not mine. And I was trying to play, again, the family dynamic of trying to fix, but causing more drama, and realizing it was causing me my mental health. I have resentment, and then I left. It wasn't really anyone's fault. It was just a pattern that no one really knew how to get out of. I obviously want to have healthier relationships, date healthier people now, and build long-term, self-aware, stable relationships and friendships. But it was not a great way to live, but I'm so glad I stepped out of that, and I have better and healthier friendships with the people I love. Point number 6. This is what we do in China for 6, by the way. 6. I was trying to run away all the time, but I didn't know what I was running away from. I grew up with my mum, but I see my dad every year. I moved out at a very young age, at the age of 18. I guess I was trying to run away from here, because it's always about your mentality, and constantly changing from city to city, places to places, changing friendship groups, trying to figure things out. I was running away from something, and I didn't realize until now, looking back, I was running away from my own emotions and feelings. I was so scared to feel them, so scared to just sit down and think about them, which is something that I'm absolutely fearless about now. I can easily tap into my emotions and very easily know how I feel. That was probably one of the most painful things for me. The running away from and not really knowing what. It was constant anxiety for me, constant sadness and anger and resentment, and the scariest part is not knowing why and what is causing it. So another thing I thank God for every day, that I got out of that, and I'm living so much more peacefully now. Number 7, most of my friends all have divorced parents, and that's not a bad thing. People that suffered, people that's gone through things, are more kind because they get it. Not always, but most cases are more kind have more compassion, have more drive and resilience, less entitled. That's just how I feel. But that's the case with my friends. A lot of my friends have divorced parents or parents that are probably going through it. And we help each other. We get it. We support each other. We're honestly not damaged or broken people like some people would think. It's just life. It's very normal. If you don't suffer at one aspect, you'll always suffer in another. Everything that's happened to me has made me the person I am now. And I can honestly 100% and confidently say I love the person that I am now. 8. I don't wish my parents were together. A lot of my friends and one of my ex-boyfriends used to ask me all the time, like, don't you wish your parents were together? No, it's like saying, do you wish that you were back with your ex who made you very unhappy? I mean, some people might say yes, but it just doesn't make sense, and it had to happen. Two people that weren't right for each other. It's like two magnets, right? You can't force two magnets that don't the opposite side of the magnet to attach together. You just cannot force that to happen. They will always separate. It just doesn't make sense scientifically, emotionally, spiritually. It just doesn't make sense. So no, I don't wish they were together. I'm very happy that they have found the lives that they enjoy for themselves, and I hope that they are just as happy as me, and I wish nothing but the best for my parents. Number 9. Although my parents aren't together, I still believe in love, and I do love my parents very much. So they're not together, but there's a misperception that if your parents aren't doing well, the kids are most likely not going to do well in love. I think that's so false. I think a good thing, which goes to number 10, so I'll join number 9 and number 10 together. Number 10 is they showed examples of what I don't want in a partner, and also how to be in a relationship better. To the ring, after the storm comes the sun. Is that the freaking, I just made that up. They taught me that love is real because they were once very, very much in love. Unfortunately, the shoe didn't fit for both of them, and they found their own lives. But I believe in love, and I believe that toxic love is still love at the end of the day. It's just a not so healthy way of handling love. So that's another thing I wanted to say. Ask for your blessings, but ask for the wisdom to be able to handle your blessings. I think that when I meet someone that I really, really love, I will do everything I can from now on to build a very healthy relationship with them, but also picking the right partner, being conscious and aware and careful not to jump the gun too quickly. There's no rush. My parents have taught me what I don't want, which is that toxicity, the drama, the constant fixing, the death do us apart type of mindset. It taught me how to be healthy. Love is real. Love is real. Kept me very resilient and positive, I think. There's a quote that I really like by a modern, I guess, author. Her name is Kate Rakowski. Quote goes something like this: "Nothing ever ends poetically. It ends and we turn it into poetry. All that blood was never once beautiful. It was always just red." It gives me, I literally have goosebumps right now every time I read it. It's so true. It's always in our mentality. Everything is in our perception of how we want to perceive things. It's not delusion. It's a way of thinking that makes you stable and peaceful. When someone say that positive people are delusional, I think what they mean is naivety. But I think that having the right perception and approach to life is not naivety. It actually grounds you. Whereas toxic positivity can make you deluded, unstable, very anxious, and your happiness is performative. So I guess, yes, perception is everything. Don't romanticize things, obviously. I don't doubt that there's love and good things in some bad things, but don't try to romanticize, is what I tell myself anyway. See things for what they are. Remember the beautiful things. You have to remember the good and the bad to be able to forget and forgive. Say thank you for those experiences. Enjoy who you've become and take it with you. This is so sentimental. I love this. I guess that's all I have to say. If anything else pops up, I'll add it into my vlogs as I go along, I guess. But saying goodbye to this place, this one insane view. Wherever you are watching in the world right now, thank you. Thank you for your support. Have a really great day. Be kind, be cool. Love your parents, love yourself, love your friends. Yeah, see you in the next vlog. Ciao.